Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to another video. Huh? So today's video, as you saw by the title, we're gonna. Why am I not? All right, we're symmetrical now. What was the video's title? Oh yeah. Today I'm gonna be giving my review on the Fantastic Four. I know this movie came out back in July, okay, and I saw it back in July. It's been probably a month now by when I saw it, or when I saw it, yeah. And I've been wanting to get to this video for a while now, but it's been a minute. So yeah, I'm gonna be giving my review on it. Okay, there's gonna be spoilers, but I'm not gonna give away the whole movie if that makes sense. But it is spoiler warning. So yeah, you can't get ticked off if you hear something you don't want to hear. If you haven't watched it by now, I don't know why you haven't, unless you just don't go to movie theaters, which that's okay. Anyway, we're gonna hop right on into this. But before we do, if you like my videos, I know I haven't uploaded in a minute. That's my bad. But if you like my videos, like, comment, share, subscribe, do all the above. Send it to your best friend or your grandma, whichever you want to do. I don't really care. Just send it to them. Or you don't have to. Just subscribe. You get the idea. Let's get into the video. Starting off with the plot. Like I said, I didn't want to give away too much of this movie, but I'm gonna kind of have to, so bear with me. Just spoiler warning in general. The plot was very good. This movie takes place not in the MCU, so if you watch any Marvel, you understand the references I'm about to make. It doesn't take place in the original timeline, but that's kind of good because the Fantastic Four, their movies suck in general, except for like the first one back in 2005, 2004, whenever it came out. That was a really good movie. Everything else, it sucked. And so I think why they put it in a different universe is so they could have Galactus, first of all, because, I mean, if he was in the MCU, he would have gotten to our planet by now. This sounds so odd if you don't watch the MCU. I'm so sorry. But yeah, it fits in that realm. And also, they kind of wanted to make an origin movie for the Fantastic Four and don't just push them into Avengers Doomsday, because that'd kind of be hard to do. So I like their approach. It was very good. Having Reed Richards' kid be the main focus of this was very good. It was a nice touch. And then having Galactus want the kid, and if he gets the kid, he won't destroy the Earth. But if he doesn't get the kid, he's going to destroy the Earth. So that was very good plot. I love how it was done. Probably a 9 out of 10. And the thing that made it so good was, even if you just wanted to go watch this movie, but you don't care about any of the other Marvel movies, you could have watched it on its own and it was fine. Because it was in a different universe, and it pretty much summed up their origin story very well. It did that very well, which I don't feel like they needed to explain it, but you get that's how they had to do the movie. They had to explain it a little bit, and they did it very well. So the plot, 9 out of 10. Very, very solid, very good. The characters. This was definitely their strongest point. There was not a character in this entire movie that I did not like. Or there was not a character in this entire movie that I hated. We'll say it that way. Every single character I liked. That makes sense. Every single character I liked, and every single character was developed really good, except for Ben Grimm. He was probably the weakest character. The Thing. He was the weakest character. Mainly because we got to see the human side of him, if that makes sense. If you watch the movie, you know what I'm talking about. We saw the human side of him, but we didn't see enough of the Thing. The guy that runs through walls, punches people, clobbering time. If you read the comics or know anything about that, you understand that reference. We didn't see enough fighting from him, I feel like, but we got to see a good amount. Him at the end, breaking down the buildings. That was a good point. If they didn't have that, I think he probably would have been a pretty bad character for the Thing wise. The Ben Grimm side of him, very good. Very good. But yeah, he was probably the weakest character, but I didn't dislike him. I liked him a lot, and he was very good. He wasn't a bad character at all. It was just, I feel like in the other movies we saw more of the Thing side of him than the Ben Grimm side of him. But I'm glad they went more into the Ben Grimm because, once again, we haven't seen Ben Grimm really at all in any of these Fantastic Four movies because all of them suck so bad. But yeah, he's probably the weakest character, but he was still great. He was amazing. And next up, probably I'll go in order on based off how I liked him. We'll just do the main characters. Next up, Reed Richards. This is when we get into the characters that have no flaws. Reed Richards was flawless. They showed his powers absolutely perfect. Him stretching out, climbing through walls, up through buildings, fighting Galactus there for a minute. That was perfect. And then him overthinking a bunch, thinking of everything, using the brain of his. That was perfect. Absolute cinema. That's exactly how it should be. And they did him perfect. Next, probably Johnny Storm. For me, Johnny Storm, I loved him in the other movies, and I loved him here. This was the best adaptation yet. Joseph Quinn, I think that's his name. I thought he was going to do terrible when they casted him because I can only really see him in Stranger Things. But no, he did amazing. In all the other Fantastic Four movies, they made Johnny more arrogant, which he's supposed to be. But in this version, they made him a lot more older and mature because the Fantastic Four has been around for a little bit longer. It wasn't an origin story. It was they kind of showed it for a minute, but stayed years after they became the Fantastic Four. So he showed a lot of maturity, especially when he was about to sacrifice himself at the end. That showed a lot, and that was very good. And he had very good dialogue too. Next up is probably the Silver Surfer. When they made her a woman, I didn't really care. I just knew she couldn't drive. A lot of people flipped out about that, but if you would pick up a comic book, you would know there's two Silver Surfers, and they end up becoming husband and wife, I think. There's two Silver Surfers, and we're in a different universe too, so we wouldn't have the same exact Silver Surfer. So it all adds up. So, like, for all the people that got mad about it, just never read the comics at all. And she was very good. The actor played her amazing, and her story, we barely got any, like, true dialogue with her and a true backstory. It was just maybe a couple minutes of her story and of her talking, but it was very good. It was done amazing, and the CGI on her was great. And in the first scene she was there, it gave you chills. You kind of felt a little bit nervous because it was different than the regular Silver Surfer we get. She's just hovering there, aura farming. It was great. It was done perfect. And she was truly this menacing character, but then at the end they showed, she still had a human side of her. She still had a heart. And she sacrificed herself, and that was amazing. They did it perfect. Even though I would have kind of liked to see her in future movies, but I hope we get the male version of Silver Surfer in Avengers Doomsday or somewhere in a second movie of the Fantastic Four, because the male version, in my opinion, is better. That's not sexist. I just prefer the male version. He looks cooler. The woman version was amazing. It was the best film adaptation of a Silver Surfer we've gotten yet. Okay? Chill. Not sexist. So yeah, the character was done amazing. Next up was Galactus. Oh my gosh. Holy crap, he was amazing. When he showed up on screen and he was in the darkness, but then Buddy stepped out, that was terrifying. I haven't felt like that from a movie villain in freaking years. Probably since 2018 with Thanos. They did him perfect. You want to know how you created a good movie villain? Is if you're genuinely scared for the fake movie characters. If you're actually nervous for their lives and it's all fake. That's just how you know you've done a movie villain well. Buddy aura farmed in every scene. They did the CGI with him perfect. The scaling of him perfect. He truly showed that he had a bunch of power. It was just done perfect.
And I gotta tell you, it was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
He was done insanely well. He's a top 3 movie villain of all time, in my personal opinion. The only other movie villains I've genuinely been scared for the people in the movie for, or like you felt his aura, or you've just been scared in general, is Thanos and Darth Vader. Those are the only 2 movie villains that I think are just supreme and absolutely terrifying. Galactus is definitely on their level. Okay, maybe not on their level, but he's below him. Nobody's beating out Darth Vader. I'm sorry. I don't care who you are. No, you're not beating out Darth Vader. Done. Next up, the best character in the movie, in my opinion, was Susan Storm. They finally made Susan Storm the most powerful of the Fantastic Four, and that's exactly how it should be. It shouldn't be Reed Richards. It shouldn't be Ben Grimm. You could argue Johnny Storm, but no. It should be Susan Storm. They gave her the mom type character, and then they also gave her the young, cool type character, but then they also gave her the wife type character. They combined it all into one, and it was perfect. The actor, when they casted her, I don't know her name. Sorry about that. I thought she was going to do terrible, but no, she did fantastic. And then her at the end showing all that power to save her kid, that was amazing. That was perfect. And just being able to push Galactus back like that, that's exactly how it should be. It was done incredibly well. There was just not a single part of that character that wasn't good. She was done perfect. There wasn't a single character in this movie that was bad. It was all fantastic. Well, no pun intended. It was just perfect. It was literally amazing. Every single character was great. Ben Grimm was the only one with a tiny flaw, but like if you just watch this movie and you don't know anything else about Marvel, you wouldn't realize it at all. You would think this is a 10 out of 10. So characters overall, absolute 10 out of 10, amazing characters. Next up that I'll be going into and last is the dialogue, just overall. Marvel usually is very good with their dialogue, but recently, it's been trash. It's been terrible. Marvel's really been on a down spiral, but with this movie, it really revived them. It was great. The dialogue was just perfect. It gave the sense of like intenseness when Galactus was on screen. They had good conversations with Galactus. That was done perfect. The humor that was in it wasn't overly funny, but it wasn't like trying to be funny. They weren't trying to push jokes in there. They just flowed very well. There was very good jokes, especially Johnny Storm and the Silver Surfer having a little bit of romance and just arguing back and forth like that. That was done perfect. It was just the nice little touch of comedic energy you needed in that movie. And then everything else, like talking during the fight scenes, perfect, absolutely perfect. And then the voice actor for Galactus, he did amazing on his dialogue. Truly scary, truly great. So overall, the dialogue was a 10 out of 10, as I had a voice crack. So overall, this movie was a 10 out of 10. In my opinion, it is my favorite Marvel movie. In my opinion, it's the best Marvel movie since Endgame. Whoa! I know. Everyone's going to go crazy in the comments and be like, what the heck? No, it's not. There's Spider-Man Far From Home, Shang-Chi, all this crap. No, this movie was way better. Okay? Spider-Man No Way Home was amazing and good for the fans. That was good. But Fantastic Four is way better. I would much rather watch Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four is a fantastic movie. It is top 2. It is in my top 2 Marvel movies of all time. Obviously, Avengers Endgame is the best of all time. There's no debate on that. But it was perfect. It was amazing. 10 out of 10 movie. So yeah, that's my review. I don't know why I did that. So yeah, like what the frick? I looked stupid. That was so dumb. I am so sorry you had to watch that. Anyway, overall, this movie was a 10 out of 10. I would definitely recommend it. I know it's probably already out, available on Disney Plus now. I've waited so long to make this video because I've been traveling. That's my bad. But no, this movie was a 10 out of 10. I would definitely recommend it. Top 2 Marvel movie of all time. There's no debate to me on that one. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. This is just my opinion. Leave me your opinion down below if you've watched the movie. And if you haven't, well, you just got spoilers and it's going to be ruined for you. Sorry about that. But yeah, leave your opinions down below. I'd love to hear them, and maybe I'll rate them in another video. Speaking of rating in other videos, I've had y'all text to my Discord and comment and other things like that through Send It, that app, just asking questions, and I'll answer them in a future video. I'm really going to let people flood in for another month or so, so it'll be a little delay on that video. And continuing Fears to Fathom, I've definitely got to complete that. I'll be coming back to Exit 8. I want to finish that game. Shoot, I really hope Exit 8 has already came out by the time this video is out. If it hasn't, that's my next video. You're welcome. So yeah, got a lot scheduled. Going to be vlogging here soon. So like, comment, share, subscribe. Have a blessed day. Jesus loves you.